Welcome to the Matt Cottrell Report. These are the extraordinary stories of extraordinary individuals. Today we've got some really great guests for you. We've got two female comedians coming down from Los Angeles to perform in the Black Box Theater at the Brooks and Bates. And guess who's the show promoter? My boy, Michael Shields, a.k.a. Mikey Mike on the mic. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Michael Shields, Elyssa Alvarado, from the big city. So we're going to start with some elevator pitches. We're going to tell the audience who you are, what you do, that kind of deal. Let's start with Elyssa. So Elyssa, tell us who you are and what you do.
So I'm Elyssa Alvarado, stand-up comedian, about 26 years now. If you want to see any of my videos, check them out on YouTube, Elyssa Alvarado Comedian. What else? I'm also a Capricorn, and I'm doing Kegels right now. Like very,
Dang.
It's intense. But if you want to see that live, go to TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, nice. All right, Elyssa, what you got? Give us your elevator pitch.
My name's Elyssa. I'm an Aquarius, so I don't do Kegels just yet, but I'm getting there. I'm a work in progress.
Nice.
I'm a comedian and an actor, originally from New York, and I've been in LA 11 years now.
Nice.
Feels like 111
Yeah.
years. But
Nice.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, Mikey Mike, my boy.
All right. Yeah, well, most of you know me. I'm Mike Shields. I'm a comedy promoter out here in West Texas. I love bringing in comedians from all over the place and giving them a shot at our little small town areas on the small stage, but giving the people something that they can enjoy. And that's why I have these two in here today. So
Fantastic. Are you looking to elevate your brand with custom headwear? Custom business hats for high quality customized hats, perfect for any business need. Whether it's for company branding or distinctive merchandise, we ensure that your brand gets the attention it deserves. Plus, we offer free quotes to help you get started. Visit our website at custombusinesshats.com. Custom Business Hats. We've got you covered. All right, so let's get into this. So I want to know a little bit about y'all, and I want the audience to get to know you guys. So, Elyssa, where did you grow up? I know you're from New York, but tell us a little bit about growing up. What was it like for you growing up in New York?
Yeah, I'm from New York, and I was a theater girl to begin with. I was one of those theater kids.
I thought you were a theater nerd.
Yeah, I know. I reek it. Yeah, I don't know how to like swim or ice skate or roller rollerblade, but I can quote Shakespeare pretty well.
Nice.
Went to college for theater in Philadelphia.
Nice.
Studied Shakespeare in England, and then got into improv and sketch comedy in New York with Upright Citizens Brigade.
Wow, very cool.
Made the move out to LA because I'm also an actress. So I've been on a bunch of I've been on a bunch of TV shows, and
Nice.
and then I've been doing stand up for 8 years now.
Wow,
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah.
All right, Elyssa, tell us a little bit about your career. How'd you get into comedy? What's it been like for you?
See, I started in Chicago. I started actually at Second City
Wow.
and Comedy Sports. So improv the first 6 years, and then I went on to stand up because I'm
Okay.
greedy and I wanted all the light for
Yeah.
myself.
Nice.
And yeah, so I started. I think 2 years into comedy in Chicago. I got some good buzz TV stuff, and then I went to LA.
Yeah.
Been there ever since. Yeah, but I travel
Nice.
a lot from LA.
You do?
You know,
Yeah,
do
to
the
do a lot
road,
of
yeah.
shows.
Yeah.
What brings y'all to San Angelo of all places? I mean, I'm sure y'all go everywhere, but
This
why
guy.
here?
This guy right
Really?
here.
That
Mike,
guy right there.
Mike is working hard
Mike,
for us.
he really is.
He's
love
literally
it.
been stalking me for at least a year.
That's
Honestly,
nice.
to do
That's
this
hilarious.
show, we've been going back and forth on dates for a year.
Oh, that's
Oh, wow.
awesome, dude.
and it finally
Yeah.
worked out.
It did.
So I'm pretty excited.
I said I've been trying, and when I bought Paul Rodriguez, I said, man, I've been trying to get Elyssa Alvarado. He said, oh, Elyssa is good. You definitely got to keep trying to get
Yeah.
her.
Thank you.
And I said,
Yeah.
I've been trying.
Yeah, dude.
But
As soon as I
she's
saw
so
that, I
busy.
reached out. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you got to get me an interview."
Yeah.
Oh,
I
So
said,
thank
so
you.
great. Of
I
Yeah.
course. Thanks
she's
for having
so
us.
busy to get out here.
Yeah.
I see her, doing her thing, and I said, man, I gotta get out. Paul, hook me up, dog.
Uh-huh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
How did Elyssa get on your radar?
Oh man, I went to Paris, Texas. Was
Yep.
it Paris,
That's right.
Texas?
Yeah.
Paris,
And
Texas.
I went to a what was it? A
Tower City Comedy
yeah,
Festival.
a
Okay.
festival.
Yeah.
And I went to one of the shows, and she came up, and I was like, oh, she's good.
Dang.
Oh,
Okay.
I've got to
yeah.
talk to her.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I started talking to her, and we did a couple more shows at the festival. And I'm watching her work. We did one on a bus,
What?
and she killed it on
On
a
a
trolley.
bus?
On a trolley.
On a trolley.
Oh, okay.
On a trolley.
Yeah.
Nice.
And even on a trolley, it was like she was on a big stage. I said her personality and her energy,
Uh-huh.
you can't help but to pay
Oh,
attention.
I can't wait.
Oh man,
Oh,
she.
I
Heck
appreciate
yeah.
that.
So
Okay.
I said, ooh, and these two together? Oh,
Two strong
Oh,
women.
Love
dude.
it, love
my
it.
name for producer is gonna go from here to here after they see this.
Listen to that, guys. So, can you show up? Because I'd like to go. My girlfriend and I would like to go, but can
Sure.
you, we still get
Fantastic.
tickets at the door?
Oh yeah, you get
Yeah.
tickets up there. I tell you what, and if you
Nice.
show up,
I feel like you know a guy.
You're on my list.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay,
put
all
you-
right.
I'll
You
put you
Dude,
on
we're
my
probably
there
know
then.
list.
somebody, yeah.
I'll put you on my list
All right,
for
cool.
having us on your show tonight. So I'll get you in there.
Nice. All right, guys, come check it out. You can still get in at the door. Hope to see you there. We'll go ahead and cut the live off. See you soon. All right, cool. So what I want to talk about, we touched on this a little bit. Tell me a little bit. We'll start with you, Lisa. Tell me a little bit about your comedic style, if you would. And we talked about crowd work. I asked Elyssa, I said, do you do a lot of crowd work? And she said something interesting. She goes, sort of, but until Matt Rife kind of ruined it for us. And I said, what do you mean? He said, well, it's like, he's really good at that, but people start seeing that and the crowd always wants to be involved, and it's like, no, you're paying to watch me do jokes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they kind of take it too far. So what are your thoughts kind of on that?
I think this is just my personal opinion, but the comics that can do both well are just stronger.
Yeah.
It's not that you have to do crowd work, but
Okay.
that you can if it's necessary.
I see. Okay.
Like I'm a purist, so I prefer jokes.
Oh, okay.
I prefer
Yeah.
you craft your jokes, you work on them, you try them out, you perfect them. That is
I like
stand-up
that.
comedy.
Yeah.
What people like Rife and other younger comics are doing is just I think it's perfect for social media. Like
It is,
really it's a second, it's improvised, it's in the moment, but so many comics already do that within their jokes.
Nice.
That's pretty much how I prefer to do it. Like you saw me last night where I'll maybe start with a little stuff about the city or whatever and talk to them about what just happened.
Yeah.
Then I float into my set. That's
Okay.
also improv, but it's a style choice.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then there'll be shows where I do 20 minutes of improv, and it's only because the audience, that's what we got into together. It wasn't that I
see.
go on stage and I go, I only have 15 minutes of jokes. I got to fill the rest with 30
I
minutes
feel
of.
you. Yeah.
So if you're using it as filler because your jokes aren't strong enough, that's the part I don't really agree with, and I don't think it requires much talent. But they're comedians that can do 20 and it's brilliant.
Yeah.
So if it's not the hacky, where are you from? If it's not the just normal lines,
Yeah.
then I find it more interesting. And I
Okay.
think the audience does too, but it's not necessary
Okay. Yeah.
for sure. You can kill without doing one bit
I
of
like
crowd
that.
work.
I like
You
that
can
perspective.
kill without that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really good. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
I absolutely agree, and
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that both Lisa and I come from improv.
I know.
I think that's to our advantage because
Yeah.
I agree that like, again, you're paying for a stand-up comedy show. Let me do stand-up comedy for you.
Yeah.
Where I think so, I prefer to do straight jokes as well. Where I think it comes in handy is like, listen, when people heckle, when people shout, when people want to be involved, you can ignore, or you can take in that environment because I think it's. I think it's to your credit if you take that in because obviously it's happening. People hear it, right? If people are yelling and want to be involved. So if that happens, I try to incorporate that if I can. You have to kind of like massage that in a way. And again, I think that's where like our improv training would really come in handy.
For sure.
So if it can be incorporated, all the merrier.
Yeah.
But again, if you're paying money to see me tell jokes, then I want to tell jokes.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like let's
For
have fun.
sure, yeah.
Let's have fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Mikey Mike, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, and I've always, I've worked with a lot of comedians, and a lot of them, like you say, will do crowd work. But those that do crowd work, they're professionals, which means if they're doing crowd work and they're inviting the crowd to come into it, they also know how to control it to where when they go away from it, that person in the audience know, okay, he's done with me. And even if there's a situation to where that person doesn't want to let it go, as a professional on stage, he still knows how, or she knows how to derail it.
Man, that's really good.
And
You're
if
right.
that calls to where he himself or her herself reaches out there and says, hey, I'm done with you.
Exactly.
Shut them up. Or then we get security involved.
Yeah, exactly.
Even most comedians will say, hey, look, I don't want to throw anybody out because you paid money just like everybody else. So let everybody else enjoy the show.
Yeah.
If I, talk to you and I'm done talking to you, that's it.
Yeah.
So, but as a comedian myself, I don't do crowd work because, like Lisa said, you have to be strong enough to handle that. And I don't believe I'm that type of a strong of a comedian to handle a heckler to where I can't go away from it. At least I've never had the opportunity to try and do it. So I stay away from it. That way I don't have to.
He's also too nice.
I
can't see him roasting
really nice.
somebody.
Yeah.
I'm not a roaster.
No,
I have been asked,
he's
hey,
too
Mike,
kind.
man, can you roast? Can you be on? I said, oh, no. I can take it, but I cannot roast anybody.
I'm the opposite.
Yeah. You're the opposite?
She roasted me a little bit last night. Yeah, she got me, but so did Flacco.
That's my love language.
Yeah,
Dude, that's great. I love that.
And that's why I'm single.
But I can take it. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
Well, so let's talk about formulating your act. Like, so there are different, philosophies and approaches when it comes to this. But, like the Seinfeld approach, which is the classic approach is, you're writing your jokes, you're honing it over time with different audiences. And so you're creating this act, which, over time it gets better and better and better. But then you run the risk sometimes, especially in a town like San Angelo. And I've seen it with some of our local guys, although they're doing a better job of not using the same material, but they're trying to work it. But they see the same audience members a lot, And so I guess my question is, how do you go about creating an act but keeping it fresh? And if you need to, like you said, adapting to the crowd, because I find that really interesting, is being able to the crowd within 2 to 3 minutes and knowing, is this stuff landing or not? Do I need to turn right instead of left here? That's a skill, right? You have to get good at that. Right. So talk a little bit, we'll start with you, Lisa, about how you formulate your act and what you think about all that.
So I'm a very personal comedian, which means that I talk about my life, my things, my likes, my dislikes, where there's some comedians like Seinfeld that are amazing observational comics. And I'm the furthest thing from that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm way too selfish for that.
Okay.
It's all about me.
Yeah.
And it's more interesting to me to talk about my view on something.
For sure.
Because I think that the strongest bits come from passion, whether it be hurt or anger or an extreme like of something. It's if you're passionate about it, that's what I write about. And so it does involve me because it's my passion or dislike or angst or something that makes me nervous, but it's all based in my emotion. Because then you can sell the joke for a long time, because you could have that joke in your act for 2 years, right? Easily.
Yeah.
And if I don't have a passion about it's going to sound more like a monologue.
For sure. Yeah.
So I start with that. I start with what bugs me, what makes me happy, what triggers me in a certain way. And then I talk about those things. But the trick for comics is you have to get out of your town. If you want to build a set, you have to drive and get out of your town.
I bet. Yeah.
Because you have to run that joke for months for it to work. You have to run it for months. And then once you got that one line perfected, then you have to build upon it.
Dang,
so there's some jokes. I just did my closer on my special is 15 minutes long. I already have 7 new tags. And it's already on film. Has that happened to you?
Yeah,
where you you put something out and you're like, oh, I love this, and it's finished. And then you do it on stage and you're like, there's 3 more amazing tags that I didn't think about.
Yeah.
That as an artist, you're like, it's not finished.
Yep.
It's almost like a painter. It's so hard to just put it aside. When you look at it again 2 weeks later, you're like, this other color or this stroke or let me make this round. And then it's like you're constantly chiseling at a piece of concrete to make that joke perfect.
I see. Yeah.
And I work in bits. I don't know how you work, but I have chunks
Yeah.
instead of, I'm not set up punch. And there's amazing comics to set up punch.
Right.
Like Seinfeld is more like
Yeah.
that. Brian Kiley's like that. There's amazing writers set up punch.
Okay. Yeah.
Then you got to memorize what? 130 jokes in an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do, my memory's terrible. I do chunks of material that I can build upon. So to me, it's like a story. So it's
Ooh,
easier
I like
to
the way
remember.
You're explaining this. This is very
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
And that's just my style. There's other comics
Wow,
that
okay.
they only have 2 jokes on a topic and then they move on.
Yeah.
And that's funny's funny. But like for me, as kind of a crutch, but also as a challenging myself, like if you take the word cookies, right? Chocolate chip, and then you bubble that, it's like, oh, well, you got chocolate, you got ones with nuts, you have some with cinnamon, you have some that are undercooked, overcooked, they're burnt. So I bubble that and I build the story so much longer by just breaking that subject apart.
Yeah.
So when you watch my set tonight, you'll see, wow, she's talking 15, 20 minutes on dating. It started off as maybe 2 jokes.
Yeah.
And then I started going, well, what's the profile like? What are the pictures like? What are pickup lines like? Blah, blah, blah. And then you just build onto the topic of dating, which can really be just one joke.
Right. I see what you're saying.
So I kind of build on both sides, and that's how I build my time.
So I see you kind of as a technician, like you're
Yes.
real technical. That's really
Very
neat.
technical.
So I've asked this question a lot, and that's kind of one of the coolest answers I've heard when it comes to breaking down the way you actually formulate your act.
Thanks,
so that was very cool to hear. Did you relate to a lot of that? What do you think, Elyssa?
So much. And for me, I think it also stems from my background in acting. My love language is sitcom comedy. Like that's my
Nice.
that's my love language, which like, so for me, the essence, like the quintessential example of my type of comedy is Cheers, is the pilot episode of Cheers.
Oh, nice.
Because it's science, it's math, it's music.
I
It's
see.
literally set up joke, 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 set up joke.
It's like
Boom.
music.
It's music.
Whoa,
So
that's crazy. Yeah.
I'm a road comic, and I'm always on the road, and I do that by choice, and I love it because you do these same bits in different cities, and they have different lives in these different cities, and it's amazing and frustrating because you just don't know how it's going to go. You know,
exactly.
You know where the audience is going to relate in Appleton, Wisconsin, is different than where they're going to relate in San Angelo, Texas,
Right.
which is really cool, and and you want to be present for that because it makes the music of the joke change, which is when you start coming up with all these different tags and stuff, which is amazing and infuriating. But it's why I love it so much, because it's like, you'll see tonight, you're going to see a bit that you've seen me do before, but I like doing it in different cities because I like to see how it's going to go.
Exactly.
Right.
And look, it may not go well, but it may go great. You know what I mean? And for me, it's the music of it. It's where I take a breath in it, which will change every time I do it in every city. And
what words you enunciate.
Yeah, and I love that.
Yeah.
Pauses.
I love it.
So, real quick, since you're on the subject, when we were talking outside, I thought it was interesting in Paris, Texas, how you're Jewish, you said, and so you always start with the Jewish stuff to kind of gauge the temperature. And talk about what happened in that experience that you were telling me about.
I did one of the shows I did in Paris, Texas. I always start Jewish because for me that's how I gauge if the audience is with me or not. And they were not with me. And they were not with me. And I was like, in my head, I was like, okay, pivot. You have to pivot. And I did. I pivoted. And because of the culture that we live in this world right now, my immediate thought while I was on stage was, oh, they're anti-Semitic.
Right.
And then I realized afterwards, everyone in the audience came up to me after and they were like, you were so funny. Thank you so much for coming out. We just didn't know if we could laugh at those Jewish jokes in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they're not anti-Semitic, Elyssa.
Yeah.
They just didn't know.
Right. They're just not a seasoned audience, really.
It wasn't even, they literally, I remember this one couple was like, you're the first Jew we've ever met. And I was like,
well, that's how
wild to
is,
me,
kinda.
but like, but also something to think about. And like, and so again, it's the best and the most frustrating thing about comedy, but I love it. I love that kind of a ride. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's cool. So
great.
Lisa, what about when it comes to political correctness? So, of course, for a long time, 70s, 80s, even 90s, it got to the point where people were saying whatever they wanted to say because it was comedy.
Yeah.
People had thicker skin, and then people started getting offended about everything.
Yeah.
But then it's like when the transgenderism thing happened with Dave Chappelle, I guess because he is who he is, it was kind of, the way he stood up for what he was doing and he didn't fall back and apologize. Then comedians I felt were more like, you know what, this is comedy. Like, eventually you're going to have to develop a thicker skin and get over that crap. So what do y'all think as far as your own stuff goes? Like, are you afraid to do certain things? Are you cautious? Are you afraid of getting canceled?
I'm definitely not afraid to do the jokes. I just, depending on the gig and if I care about working there again, is the question.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I feel like I do say some disclaimers on stage that makes the audience feel a little more secure about laughing.
Yeah.
Because I actually was telling my producer just today that I wrote a new bit that I love, that I love the concept. It's not worked out. It's not perfected. But I was like, I want to try it on stage tonight, but I don't think I can do it in Texas.
Interesting.
But if I set it up correctly, even if it fails, I could still do it. So that's the interesting part, is to prep the audience with honesty.
Nice.
To just literally, well, I will tell them, I'll say to them, I don't know that this joke is right for Texas, but I'm going to give you guys the benefit of the doubt. So I put it back on them to be fair about the joke.
Oh, that's cool.
Or I just say, so let's just stumble through this together. Or let's just try it out. Or if a joke doesn't land and it's new and it just wasn't worked out enough by me, then I'll take credit for that too. I'll be like, I said it just last night. I was like, that was a new joke. It did okay.
All right, people in Texas will respect the hell out of that. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
Yeah, that's
cool.
But
if it's a topic like a political topic, I don't do much political humor, but I will touch on things, again, that I feel strongly about.
Okay, yeah.
You can vote for whoever you want. It doesn't, I love people.
Yeah.
Just in general. As long as you don't have a malicious intent, that's where I think that's the line in comedy. So people are like, oh, political correctness, it's intent for me. That's how I see it.
Nice.
If my intention is to hurt somebody, it doesn't matter if it's politics, talking about sex, rape, I don't care what it is. It's if my intent, if my heart is to demean that person, that's where it's shitty.
Right,
that's my line.
Yeah.
If my intention was to make them laugh and I had no malicious intent whatsoever, that joke flies with me.
Right.
If you don't like it, that's another thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to say, with intention of making you laugh and bringing you joy. And if you can't see that, I'm not going to be able to make someone see that.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
So I kind of saved my jokes, if they're going in a hard way, by speaking logic like that to the audience, because they all know what's happening.
Right,
And
exactly.
they all know why they're not laughing. And sometimes they do think it's funny, just the person sitting next to them,
100%.
they're afraid to be judged by their brother
100%,
or their girlfriend or boyfriend. I can see because I like the lights up so I can see expressions and connect with people. Most comics are 100% the opposite. They want it pitch black out there, and they will talk into darkness.
Whoa.
And to me, comedy for me is all about connecting. So I will deliver a punchline to someone's eyes, to their face, and I draw people in that way. And so I can see when they're getting uncomfortable. I physically see their body language or how they're sitting or who they're looking at, and then I'll address that.
Yeah.
So to me, that's more interesting, because really what's going on in the room.
Exactly.
Let's talk about that. And then people will laugh typically because they're like, holy shit, I was thinking the same thing. She just said what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But that took me, almost 20 years to get to?
Oh, I bet that's such a skill to develop.
It's a skill, but it's also the confidence and believing in what you say over getting a laugh.
Okay, yeah.
And we're trained as comics. If you don't hear a laugh within a certain amount of seconds, you're tanking. That's not necessarily true. Do they find you interesting? Are they still listening? Are they getting up? Are they talking on their phones?
Yeah.
Or scrolling?
Yeah.
That's when they're not interested.
That's right. Yeah.
They may not be laughing, or maybe some of them are laughing, but I want everybody's attention.
Nice. Yeah.
And then, of course, I go for the laugh, but if I see that they're all with me every step of the way, I know I'm doing a good job.
That's right.
So
that's really cool. What do you think? I mean, you seem like you wouldn't give a crap about being politically correct, but I could be wrong.
I don't do political humor typically just because I don't find it funny.
Yeah.
There's nothing funny about it to me. If there was something funny, I will say I performed in Europe this summer, and I performed in Paris, France,
Nice.
not just Paris,
Yeah.
Texas, Paris, France.
Yeah.
And I know that they have very strong feelings about Americans in America.
Yeah.
So I went political in the very beginning to get them on my side. I was like, here we go, let's just call it out.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with Lisa where it's like, I personally don't like to, we call it punching down.
Yeah.
I don't like to
Right.
punch down. I don't like to put people down. I don't like to be mean. That's just not who
Cool.
I am as a person. I've worked a long time with an organization in LA called Pretty Funny Women, where it's all about empowering and uplifting women in comedy.
Heck
So
yeah.
like that's a very, very important thing for me. And in general, I used to run a comedy theater in LA.
Whoa.
Lifting people up is very important to me.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of punching down. So I just don't find that funny. I'm not going to lie. I do get, I don't want to say afraid of getting canceled, but it is something on my mind.
Wow.
Especially in the advent of social media where people can just take a clip and
Yep.
change your words or edit it to the way they want it to be. And I've seen it happen to people. And because I'm an actor and I have to, and I have to think about that. Sometimes I do worry. I don't ever say anything where I should have to worry.
Yeah.
But there is always something in the back of my mind,
Sure,
sad
yeah.
but true, where it's like, God, what if someone takes that
And runs with it.
and you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, yeah. So I guess that is
Yeah.
always in the back of my mind. But I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and I'm going to say it how I want to say it.
Yeah, for sure.
But nothing I say is demeaning or demoralizing or putting other people down. I put myself down because
Yeah.
I'm
So-
Jewish, so I have to.
So when in that same kind of thread, so with cultural topics that are a little touchy for some people, is that something that you play with and mess with, or not really? Because I know yours is, you said everything's real. It's personal for you. It's about your life. So I would assume you probably don't do a whole lot of that, right?
What, political stuff?
Well, like let's say cultural stuff that's kind of touchy one way or the other, like abortion or transgenderism.
No, I do.
Or, you do?
Somewhat. Yeah. I am working on bits like that are really controversial, but
That's the word I was looking for to make. Yeah.
but only if I have a strong view on it.
Okay.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
Like abortion, I do. I actually have a bit that was a long time ago. A bit about Trump that I was doing in a very conservative casino, and I didn't know that they were that way
Well,
because I had them for I was headlining. I had them for a good 35 minutes, and then I got into this
Yeah.
What happened?
bit about. Okay, I'll tell you the joke.
Yeah.
I haven't done it in a really long time, but the first time Trump was running, he did that whole. I'm Latina. Both my parents are immigrants, and so for me, it was really pissed me off when he said that Latino immigrants are lazy and rapists.
Yeah.
So the joke goes like this. So I said something like, Trump said that Latinos are lazy and rapists. First of all, don't say that. Don't generalize a whole group of people. And number two, be accurate with your with your accusations. Be accurate, because we're either one or the other.
Yeah.
Because ladies, have you ever seen a lazy rapist?
rapist?
Have you ever?
I didn't know it was going there. That's
Like,
funny.
I love
have
that. I
you-
think that's
Yeah.
great.
I mean, these guys have to work for it.
That's
They are
hilarious.
hiding in the bushes. They're doing squats.
Yeah.
They know your schedule. They are committed. They have to
They're not
rent
lazy.
a van. They got to make sure their mom's not home when they bring you in the basement. There's so much.
Yeah.
We're not lazy.
They
And
didn't
then
like that?
And then
I know.
Here's the problem. Because people are so triggered with a word,
Oh,
even
yeah.
that I
Word.
said Trump,
Yeah.
I didn't even get to the joke.
Yeah.
The joke's not even about Trump.
Right. I was just going to say
Wait.
the joke's not even about Trump.
Yeah.
But
I know,
it started with my emotion about what he said about
Yeah.
immigrants.
And so you lost them right
So,
then?
right at the top, when I said, he said they're lazy and rapists, someone in the front row screams, "No, he didn't."
Oh,
And I go, "Ma'am, do you have a television?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can pull it up for you on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not
boy.
even that he said it is not the dispute.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm talking literally breaking down the words lazy and rape.
yeah.
That's the joke, because
Exactly.
I couldn't even get to it.
Dang,
Because
that's
then I heard
crazy.
another person scream out, and this was an Army veteran, "He's going to save America. He's our only hope." And I go, am I fucking nuts here? and a few people started arguing with each other,
Yeah.
then with me, going,
Fascinating.
"You don't know, and that's not right what he said.
Yeah.
He said this, and this is what he meant." And I go, I can play. Okay, first of all, you know whose name is on the marquee? Mine.
Yeah.
You know whose opinions you're going to hear?
Right.
Exactly.
Mine.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
And so
Yeah.
I got to
Yeah.
the point where I was like, look, if you want to be offended and have a shitty night,
Right. That's on you.
that's
That's
completely your decision.
Yeah.
If you
So
want to
crazy.
take jokes for jokes and really listen to what I never once said, fuck you if you voted for Trump.
Yeah,
I never said,
exactly. Yeah.
I didn't, you do your thing. I'm getting to the punchline. If you give me just that
Yeah,
little
just a
bit
That's
of
what I'm
little
trust.
saying.
longer,
It's
yeah.
such a shame now because,
Yeah.
like, again,
God.
that joke, which is a brilliant joke,
It
by
is
the
good.
way,
you.
Yeah.
has nothing to do
Not at
with
all.
Trump.
Yeah.
And
Right.
it's just a shame that
They
in my
latched
opinion,
onto that.
But
Right.
it's just a shame that people, I don't know when this happened, where people became so overly sensitive, or
There's
the need
one
to.
word that
It's just like
Yeah.
like
It's
sit
the
back,
one word.
relax,
Trust me.
Trust me.
I've been
I
doing
got
this
you.
for many
Trust
Yeah,
years.
I
me.
got
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
I got
More
you.
to it coming.
Yeah.
It's so
And also,
unnerving.
Here's the
crazy.
other thing. So even if I say one thing that they don't like, I'll give them that.
Yeah.
I just did 45 things that
Yeah,
you
exactly.
did
It
like.
negates the rest
But
of that.
now the
I know.
whole show sucks.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I mentioned
Mhm.
Trump. Because I mentioned one thing.
Yep.
I didn't even say don't vote for him. He's a dick. I
Yeah.
didn't say any of those
Right.
things. I was saying how I felt.
That's a really
but
fascinating
now
scenario.
you're making it about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're judging. You're telling me I can't feel the way that I feel. Well, how are you feeling the way that you feel?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when people get into the judgment of it, I will attack that part where they're like, you can't judge that. I'm like, you're literally judging me.
Right, exactly.
In the
Yeah.
same moment that you're saying that I can't have an opinion about
Exactly.
this.
Yeah.
And once, and so what happened with that audience is I said, look, we're not going to fight. I have 15 more minutes left. If you're not having
Dang.
fun,
It's like you had an argument with your
there's the
spouse or
door.
something.
And literally a third of the audience got
Are
up
you
and walked
serious?
out.
Stop.
And to this day, that casino does
Wild.
not allow political material anymore.
Oh,
Because
whoa.
of me.
That was a big
Because of
deal.
you.
Because of,
Because of you.
but it
That's a big
wasn't
thing that bookers
political.
will
That's
ask,
my
yeah.
point.
Yeah,
is
it's not even
wasn't-
political.
I wasn't saying
Wow.
I didn't vote for this guy or you should vote for this
Yeah.
guy. I'm saying the words, and that's the only.
Dang,
And
yeah.
so,
Do you know what's so funny? When you originally said when you originally went with, and when I said the word that was triggering, I didn't think the word that was triggering was going
You
to be
thought it was
Trump.
rape.
I thought it was going to
Yeah.
be rape.
I did too,
I
actually.
thought it was going to be rape.
So, but
That's so
that's my
crazy.
point. Is
Yeah.
that you can talk about abortion. That's not what triggers me. The fact that this person says it's legal or it's not legal. That's who I'm gonna. Now I'm mad and
Yeah.
just what do you give a shit?
Yeah.
It's not your
Right.
body.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just
And-
so
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
What do you ever get into the weeds with stuff like that with your audience? Has that ever happened to you?
A little bit. Again, it's actually one of the reasons why I lead with Jewish humor because
Yeah.
because unfortunately we live in a world right now where some people are not a fan of Jews, and I like to know what I'm up against.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
I have a really good friend, Mike, who was performing in, I want to say it was North Dakota or South Dakota, and he's Jewish and he has a lot of Jewish material, and there was someone in the audience who started spewing like Nazi rhetoric at him.
Yeah.
His clip ended up going viral, which I guess is a good thing, but that's not the point. Like the point
Yeah.
is this person ended up getting kicked out because it was just a lot of hatred they were spewing at him, which is really sad.
It is.
I try not to get into it with people. I truly don't understand why we all just can't get along.
No
I know, right?
I can't understand
Life is
it
hard
either.
enough. Like
Yeah.
I do comedy to help to make people feel good for
Right. Yeah.
30 minutes, 15 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever it is. It brings me joy to bring you joy. Can't we all just let it go?
Exactly,
Let it
yeah.
go.
And
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
usually
what I
for
like about
going to a
Mike.
comedy show, you would think that's the reason why they're there.
You would think.
Yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah.
there to laugh, to relieve whatever stress they might
You
have
would
gone
think.
Exactly.
through the day, through the week, whatever.
Yeah.
And if you get there and then they're still offended, well, then you shouldn't have come in the first place.
Exactly,
But
dude.
you know what I
Yeah.
think that's happening with society because of social media is not only are we performers, they're now performers.
Yes.
They are trying to get on a viral TikTok.
no
they are
doubt.
trying
You're
to
so right. Like
It's-
literally
I'm
everyone.
not even kidding you. I've seen younger guys
Whoa.
talk to one another, and then after the show, hear them say, "Oh, did you hear when I said that one thing?"
Yeah.
Like they literally want to be filmed
Be
and
heard.
put on
Insane.
TikTok or Instagram.
That's what's
as
changing
that
about the
guy.
I
landscape
mean,
right
right.
there. Yeah.
Oh, I've actually had this more than
Weird.
once. A person that was heckling or being such a dick during my show I destroyed them, whatever. I shut them up.
Yeah.
But they'll come up to you after and going, I helped your show, didn't
Yes.
I?
They think that, yes.
And I was
What?
like,
Yeah.
listen,
That is
I didn't
wild, yeah.
need your petty
That's hilarious.
insecurity
Yeah.
To make me a
to make me
That
funny.
is
I actually am a pro.
Right,
I write
yeah.
these jokes.
Exactly.
I work on my set
Yeah.
before I come here. I
Yeah.
know what I'm going to say
Yeah.
and where I'm
Yeah.
going to take you. I don't need you.
That's a
to-
shame.
What you're
It's-
doing is, and he's like, oh, but the way you buried me. I'm like, you don't understand. I didn't need that whole
I
thing.
know, yeah.
I had
Yeah.
10
Yeah.
more minutes of jokes
It's
I
weird.
could have done for the whole audience. You're making this
Yeah.
about you.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you're helping me.
And I always say, I don't want to say I blame Matt Rife because he's brilliant at
Yeah.
it, by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
He's
You say
absolutely.
he's a friend of yours.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
I mean, in LA, we all kind of like know each other,
Yeah.
but he's brilliant at crowd work, and I've watched him do it, and I've
Yeah.
also watched him do straight sets with no crowd work, and he's brilliant at that too.
Yeah.
Never seen
But I will say, when his clips started going viral on TikTok, which was by a happy accident for him, he
Yeah,
woke
yeah,
up
yeah.
one day and he was like, "Oh my God, what happened?"
Yep.
I do think that was the advent of audiences thinking that now they can
Yep.
they can take a little bit more ownership
I
or
think you're
whatever,
right. Mhm.
you know, and being a part of it. And that's what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
you pay good money to watch me tell jokes.
Exactly.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You got a 2-drink
It's a
minimum.
show.
You're paying for parking. I
Yeah.
know how much it costs to come out. There's gas money. It's not cheap. So let me make it worth your while. And you do not make it worth your while.
Exactly.
You are
Yeah.
not most likely funny.
Exactly. Yeah.
You
I
know?
know, right?
This is a really good conversation, and I know you guys have you're on a time crunch here, but because I could go for another hour. This is fascinating. Y'all are very,
Good.
very intelligent,
So
absolute
sweet. Thank you.
pros.
Oh,
I
thanks.
cannot wait to see both y'all
I
and
know.
my boy Mike tonight. But I do this with everybody to finish. So, give us 3 things that you're genuinely grateful for right now in your life. You go first. Alyssa.
To you or to camera?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
3 things
either
I'm
way.
grateful for. 3 things I'm grateful for. I am grateful for my family. I know that sounds cliche, but there's no way I'd be able to be doing what I am doing without my family. I am grateful for my money job. I wait tables, and I have no shame in saying that.
Heck yeah.
It gives me the opportunity to be on the road. It gives me good health insurance. It allows me to do what I want to do. And a third thing I'm grateful for, honestly, I'm grateful for the path I've been on and allowing me to be vulnerable within that path. I think a lot of us have had struggles or things in our lives that we've gone through, and I'm really happy that I'm an honest person who speaks with intention, and I didn't always do that when I was younger, and I think it's made me a better person and a stronger comic
doubt,
for it.
no
So
doubt.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt.
What do you got, Lisa?
I have to follow that, huh?
No, that's good.
All right. Well, let me start off like a football player. I love and I'm thankful to God. And
Awesome.
yeah, right.
I
No,
love that.
I am though.
Yeah.
Because like the way the world is right now, if people who don't have faith, it's okay. I accept them and love them the same, but I don't know how you get through some of the sadness and hard stuff.
I feel the same way.
Like
yeah.
it's okay to not believe in God if that's what your thing is. That's you. But
Right.
sometimes I'm like, God, what's going on right
know.
now? Or just give me peace about this, or just help me to not be so selfish, or what. I don't know how people
I know
get
what you
through
mean.
that.
Yeah.
The next thing I would say, my family as well, but my career, being able to make a good living doing what you love.
Oh yeah.
I'm so grateful because
Wow.
sometimes, you get a shitty audience or you get this, but I was even telling my friend yesterday, I was like, I'm doing my dream. I'm
That's
doing it.
amazing.
I'm living. How many people get to work at their dream?
Not many.
Oh, I know, right?
So rare.
Oh,
It's
It's
amazing.
so rare. Like
Yeah.
that this is how I make my money
Yep.
is just a blessing. And I say the last thing is I'm grateful for my producer, Sarah Laspisa. She's the world's best editor.
Nice.
And she
I
comes on the
know.
road with me and makes sure that I leave in one piece.
Yeah.
And that my social media content, she handles that. And
Oh,
she's
nice.
just a very supportive person. So
Very cool.
Yeah.
Those were great.
Thanks.
What you got, Mike?
Oh, I've been on the show and mine hasn't changed. I
Yeah.
always give honor to God. Without him, I wouldn't be in the position I'm in today.
That's right,
And
man.
my family has always backed me up in everything I've done and tried to do. And the third thing This wasn't the path I even chose to do. I didn't think I would be on the comedy path, to do.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a football player,
Yeah,
I wanted
me
to go NFL
too,
when I
dude.
was
Yeah.
little,
Yeah.
I did. As you can see, that didn't work out. And how I got started into comedy, I figured I was put on that path for a reason.
Yeah.
And from the time I started back in 2009 to where I am today, and all the comics I've got to meet and work
Dude,
with,
so many.
it's a blessing
Yeah.
and an honor.
Sure
and
is.
every night I give thanks to the man upstairs for putting me on the path that he thinks, hey, this is where you need to go. Forget that football stuff.
Mhm. That's right,
Yeah.
man.
Do this, and I got you back. So
That's
Yes,
cool.
and you are so good at it, dude.
Well, I
appreciate
You're
that.
amazing.
I
Yeah,
appreciate
at what
that.
you
I
do, man.
appreciate that.
Very cool. Well, thank y'all so much. Before we get out of here, though, how can people follow you? What's the best platform? Give us your info real quick. We'll start with yours.
Yeah, I'll say Instagram is probably the best. I'm technically on TikTok, but I don't like it. So it's a necessary
Okay.
evil.
Yeah.
So I'll say Instagram. So it's Elyssa, ELYSSAMP, Elyssa MP. And I'm Elyssa MP on every social.
Nice. I'll put that on the screen, too. Cool.
Awesome. You can see me. YouTube has probably the
Ooh,
most
nice.
videos, which is Elyssa Alvarado Comedian. But if you just Google on any of the platforms, Elyssa Alvarado Comedy or Comedian, I'm on Insta and
Cool.
all the Snapchat me a dick pic. I don't care. Just send me something.
All right. What you got, Mike? You gonna tell them?
Like everyone knows, I'm with MSPN Entertainment. That's Mike Shield's personal network. A lot of people follow me already, and I'm so blessed that they do that. And they're always asking, hey, man, when's your next show? Who you got coming next?
Yeah.
And I'm always trying to get the best people I know how that will give them the price worth their money that the people. And I've had no complaints yet. And like I said, I've been doing this for years now.
Yes, sir.
They can follow me on MSPN Entertainment, Facebook, Instagram. I'm on that as well. So
Perfect, dude.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck tonight. I
Thank
can't wait to see
you.
the show.
yeah, man, come on.
wonderful.
Alrighty.
I
Cool.
got you.
Thanks for watching, guys. A big thank you to Elyssa Alvarado, Elyssa Phillips, and my boy, Michael Shields, for coming in. Get out, check them out, guys. Follow these ladies on their social media platforms.